In 1998, researchers at the Salk Institute found something that was not supposed to exist. New neurons, growing, in the hippocampus of a living adult human brain. The scientific community did not believe them. For most of the 20th century, the dominant view was that you were born with a fixed number of neurons, and that was it. Every neuron lost to aging or damage was gone forever. 26 years later, the research is undeniable. The adult human brain can grow new neurons. This process is called neurogenesis. And the daily behaviors that either stimulate or suppress it in adults over 60 are now among the most actively researched topics in all of neuroscience. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what neurogenesis is, why it matters for memory after 60, and the 3 daily habits that research from the Salk Institute, Stanford, and the National Institute on Aging shows will stimulate it. Starting today. Nothing in this video is medical advice. Always consult your physician before making any changes to your health routine. The hippocampus is a small structure deep inside your brain, roughly the size of a seahorse. Its primary job is memory consolidation, encoding the experiences of your day into long-term storage. It is also the first region of the brain that Alzheimer's disease attacks, and it is where neurogenesis is most active in the adult brain. In a stimulated brain, this process produces hundreds of new neurons every single day. A sedentary, unstimulated brain, the rate drops to near zero. Write that down. The same brain region Alzheimer's attacks first is the same region where new neurons can be grown. Whether that growth happens is largely determined by what you do every single day. The primary trigger for neurogenesis in adults over 60 is aerobic movement, not strength training, not yoga. Specifically aerobic movement that elevates your heart rate to 60 to 70% of your maximum for at least 20 minutes. When your heart rate hits the aerobic zone, your brain releases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Harvard psychiatrist John Ratey calls it Miracle-Gro for the brain because it does for neurons exactly what fertilizer does for plants. It stimulates growth and connection of new neural tissue. Research from the University of British Columbia found that regular aerobic exercise increases hippocampal volume by approximately 2% in adults over 60, effectively reversing 1 to 2 years of age-related shrinkage. Strength training produced no equivalent effect. This is the biological mechanism behind the Harvard walking study in video 4. The 3,000 steps work because they produce BDNF. They work because they stimulate neurogenesis. 20 minutes? Slightly breathless. 3 times per week. That is the protocol. The second trigger surprises almost everyone who hears it. Learning a new skill. But specifically a skill that requires physical coordination, memory, and focused attention simultaneously. A 2023 study in Nature Human Behavior found this type of learning produces a significantly stronger BDNF response than passive activities like puzzles or crosswords. Even though those activities also have cognitive benefits, the activities with the strongest neurogenic effect in adults over 60 are learning a musical instrument, learning a new language, and learning a physically coordinated craft like pottery or ballroom dancing. Doing a crossword uses circuits you already have. Learning one chord on a ukulele requires the brain to build circuits it has never had before. That construction process is neurogenesis. 15 minutes per day is enough. The third trigger connects directly to the Blue Zone research from video 11. A 12 to 14-hour overnight fast produces a measurable increase in BDNF and hippocampal neurogenesis, according to research from the National Institute on Aging, led by neuroscientist Mark Mattson. When the brain runs low on glucose during fasting, it produces ketones from stored fat. Ketones activate the same BDNF pathway as aerobic exercise. This is why Blue Zone populations show consistently lower rates of cognitive decline. The practical application is simple. Finish eating by 7 p.m., do not eat again until 9 a.m., 14-hour fasting window, no calorie counting, no special diet. Here's the part most people never reach. Growing new neurons is only half the process. New neurons survive only if the brain is stimulated enough to need them. A new neuron not incorporated into an active circuit within a few weeks does not survive. This is why combining all three triggers is significantly more powerful than any one alone. Aerobic movement produces the BDNF that creates new neurons. Enriched skill learning creates the demand that keeps them alive. Overnight fasting maintains the metabolic environment that makes both processes more efficient. Salk Institute research found that subjects with access to both aerobic exercise and enriched learning showed neurogenesis rates significantly higher than those with either one alone. The combination is not additive. It is multiplicative. 3 steps. Starting this week, Step 1. Aerobic movement. 20 minutes. Slightly breathless. 3 times this week. Walking briskly, cycling, swimming, or dancing all qualify. Step 2. Pick one new skill today. Download a language app and do 15 minutes. Learn one chord on a ukulele. Sign up for a dance class. The skill does not matter. The newness does. Step 3. Move your last meal 30 minutes earlier. Just 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes earlier extends your overnight fasting window and increases the metabolic BDNF response accordingly. In 1998, the scientific community said growing new neurons in the adult brain was impossible. 26 years of research later, the question is no longer whether neurogenesis happens. The question is whether you are doing the things that make it happen. 3 behaviors. Starting this week. The same brain region Alzheimer's attacks first is the same region where your brain can grow. Drop a comment below. Which of the 3 triggers are you already doing? Exercise, learning, fasting, or none? Share this with one person who has been told memory decline is inevitable. It is not inevitable. And now they will know exactly what the research says to do about IT. This is part 2 of the Brain Protection series. Part 1, the 3 foods that stop neuroinflammation, is in the description. Part 3 is coming next. Every research source is linked in the description below. Subscribe to Reclaim 60. New brain health research every single week. I will see you in the next one. UHB.